welcome to the Rebirth Summit 2025, Stories of Unyielding Courage. I'm Katherine Sea of Today Life Coaching because today matters and you matter. As a former CPA and university administrator, I now guide women who want to reclaim their God-given vision and live a life that fits their spirit. So I help high-achieving but fatigued women move from burnout to bold purpose. And I have a free resource I created just for you called Rebirth from Burnout. It's right there. You can grab it by scanning the code behind me. It's yours for free. Now, meeting Lima McLean, founder of Rebirth Summit, was a divine appointment. We share a compelling mission to elevate healing, truth, and transformation. So I was honored to be selected as an interviewer for this international summit featuring over 100 inspiring stories of transformation and rebirth. And now it is my joy and honor to host this Rebirth Summit conversation with our very courageous guest, Parveen Smith. Parveen is an award-winning peak performance coach, global speaker, and founder of Soul to Soul Wellbeing. With over 24 years of experience and a remarkable personal healing journey, she helps people break free from trauma, fear, and limiting beliefs to achieve holistic transformation. After overcoming severe physical injuries, Parveen developed her signature transformative blueprint that guides CEOs, youth, and changemakers toward lasting wellness and success. She's also a best-selling author and featured guest on PBS's Recipe for Wellness. Parveen was named one of the most admired global Indians in 2024. She's known for her dynamic presence and inclusive approach and empowers others to reclaim their power and live with purpose, peace, and joy. Her amazing story of rebirth will surely move you, inspire you, and empower you. So take a breath and settle in. It's rebirth time. And I'd love to welcome Parveen. It's a supreme delight to have you join us today.
Thank you, Katherine. It's a great honor to be here as well. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, I'm really curious. Can we start at the beginning? Would you be willing to tell us what your life was like before your transformation? If you're willing to go all the way back there, we want to know what you were feeling emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
So before my rebirth, I was a mother of 2 children, pregnant with my third. And I was a stay-at-home mum because my husband was quite happy for me to stay at home and bring the children up. And then I gave birth to my third child. And it was something that I'd been waiting for. I had been waiting for this birth of this child for a long time. Spiritually and divinely, I knew this was going to be something really special. So my emotions were joyous, cannot wait, something magical is going to happen. And that was to the point of where I felt, wow, what is next? I gave birth to my baby girl, and then something that no one could imagine had happened.
Well, was that your turning point at the birth of your baby girl, or was it something more?
There's something more. So giving birth to her was great. She was born a blue baby, actually. She was rushed off to the neonatal ward, and I was left in pain. So this was the next part of the journey. I had such severe pain that I was told that my pelvis had split through childbirth. And then I lived with that pain for such a long time where I couldn't care for my baby girl. I never held her. The one baby I was really looking forward to, not that I wasn't looking forward to the others. And the pain was so horrific. And my surgeons wanted to operate on me, and I turned down the surgery.
Wow. Well, then you entered your transformation process. So, would you help us understand what that inner process was like? Maybe a metamorphosis of some sort. You had fears, breakthroughs, healing, maybe, decisions, and steps forward. Help us understand that process.
So during that time, as I refused surgery to be put into my body because they gave me 50-50 chance of ever walking again with or without surgery, at the bold age of 27 years old, I refused surgery. They were really stunned, but I had my purpose because I thought, why would you cut me into pieces and put metal plates into my body system and then tell me I'll never walk still? So the hospital, the medics were really stunned. They hadn't seen a case like mine. I was one in the only 29 women in the whole of the UK had this type of condition. I went through the space of thinking, wow, what's next? My husband lost his job. He became my carer and he looked after all five of us. I was on a lot of tablets, 100 tablets a week, medicines, as well as non-medical, for example, herbal tablets and so forth. I had carers and nurses coming in to look after me and even doctors. My transformation was around this point where I thought I could barely keep my eyes open, and when visitors came, I didn't even see who they were. Time was passing by, and as time was passing by, I decided, am I really supposed to live like this? Or is it time for me to exit this planet? So I wrote all of my goodbye letters to all of my family members, to my children, to my husband, my mum, my sisters. And then I decided, this is it. I stood at the top of the stairs. I was in extreme pain as I was every day. I was on the chronic pain list, and I didn't know how I was going to get through this. And maybe I had already made my decision when I wrote those letters. It's time for me to leave this planet, and time for me to just go. But as I stood at the top of those stairs, and I was in extreme pain, and my young daughter shouting out, Daddy, 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 quick, come. I think Mum's going to pass out. And I left. My physical body, the pain just left, and I was gone. This was my near-death experience. I was no longer in the body. I could physically see everything where I was going. I shot up towards this shoot of light, whiteness and white than you have ever imagined. I could see all the particles around me in this vortex of energy. And as I went further up this shoot of light, I was in peace. I was in silence. I had no pain. And in that time frame, I thought, my gosh, this is amazing. I'm in God's house. I'm in the space where nothing's going to harm me. No pain. I was gone for some time, but I remember I had lots of conversations with God, the divine. In whichever way you may see this, this is not even religion. This is beyond religion. And I just was there in this peaceful space. And then something happened. I was sent back down to this painful body. I remember whizzing down through milliseconds after milliseconds, and I could see everything, the vortex of energy. And I was shot into my body system with a massive thud. And as I landed back into my body system, the alarming pain was there. And all I can remember is the paramedics had me on a stretcher, taking me to the hospital. And I was gone for some time.
Wow. And then what happened?
For that, I just had to go through the space of knowing that something was going to happen. I just knew something amazing had happened when I was there in that space of whiteness, in the presence of the divine. And in that space, I had hope. I came back to my body. I still didn't go ahead with any surgery. I had to be strong. I had to be brave on a physical level. I needed to rebuild my body system so that I could help my family members. I needed to stay alive. So went through a grueling 4.5 years of rehabilitation. The hospital didn't know what to do with me. It was all trial and error. And I went through a grueling task of being hoisted into the hydrotherapy pool 4 times as an outpatient into the hospital per week, grueling physio and exercises to rebuild me because my pelvis could not be fixed. And as I wore two belts around my pelvis every single day, it still was not enough. It was painful. I came to a space where I went a little bit onto the osteopathic therapy side as well. I just had this faith. I started listening to the Gregorian chants really loud, and as if I needed to just drown out the pain I was in. And my family were just getting on with life, and I had to just wait for years. 4.5 years later, I started to walk again, bit by bit. 4.5 years plus, beyond all realities, instead of being in a wheelchair and now going to walk on walking sticks and crutches, I was walking with one stick only. I'd built up myself, my resilience from the inside out. I then went further down the line, being able to walk, to even climbing mountains, physical ones.
Oh my goodness, Parveen, that just gives me goosebumps. And I wonder if when you were in that lighted presence, not trapped in the body of pain, that you received a message that gave you the courage to come back into your body. Because you know that there is more to life than just this physical limitation. And you're living that now, aren't you?
Absolutely. My message was to transform myself so I could help transform others who were suffering with pain, the trauma which I went through. I was broken emotionally, mentally, physically, and soulfully. And I knew the purpose was bigger around about that time frame 28 years ago. I can also say that yesterday was this baby girl's birthday that I gave birth to, 21st on summer solstice. She's a very special girl. And can I just share something with you at this moment that I was pregnant with her and I touched the stones at Stonehenge 28 years ago. And she was born on the actual day, summer solstice day.
Oh my goodness. He is one special child. And she
Yes,
too had to realize, and I'm sure you helped her, that she did not cause your pain. Her birth into this world did not break your pelvis. This was going to happen, and she has been watching how you handled this. Wow. It takes a wonderful woman to help their child be who all they can be in spite of the pain that came into the world with them. Thank you for that. And so tell us, how more has your life changed? Because you definitely modeled resilience. You overcame this major physical and emotional challenge with great courage. And so, what more is happening in your life now? Must be a night and day, well, a 28-year night into your day.
absolutely. Catherine, so what I'd like to share with you is that when this baby girl was 8 years old, I was a mentor in schools working. And unfortunately, the second thing happened, and this time I couldn't breathe, and she had to call the ambulance to save my life. The stories go on like this, and these miracles are just not just out of pain. They're here because there is a purpose. She is my student. She saved my life, and I started to learn to heal myself. I've lost 7 years of my life in totality through disabilities, these two disabilities. My husband became my carer again. I'd like to share something with you here because I feel this is an important message that my child I was waiting for way before she was born. The divine experience happened then, but the divine experience happened when she called the ambulance. And three beings of light appeared to me one night when I cried for the begging of my life. I said to God, divine angels, the universe, please do not let me die because my mission is not complete. And she's been part of this journey for a very long time. So these miracles are happening. There's miracles every single day in my life. I'm so blessed to be alive. And she's part of the transformative healing system that I do have, which is called AOT, the Golden Key, which is now keeping me alive 20 years later. And it's also keeping many other people alive, healthy, and well. So these miracles are amazing. Do I say for any moment in my life that this was an absolute awful experience? Yes, inwardly, maybe I may have thought it at the time. Now, and for years, I just knew there was a purpose. When the divine started revealing that the world is your oyster, this was the time when I knew just trust and have faith. have faith in what is yet to come and what is yet to open up. So I believe my rebirth has happened twice, and two near-death experiences, but I still am a survivor.
You are more than a survivor. You are glowing. I love your metaphor of the pearl. You said you're in the world is your oyster shell. And pearls become more lustrous and beautiful with discomfort, pain, and you are just shining. You are radiant. My goodness, Parveen, what a beautiful story. Now, I know that yours was quite dramatic. And yet somebody here has been listening to your empowering words, how you uplift and liberate others from their limiting beliefs that they can't move forward. And I love how you use your holistic wellness to break new ground. But for those who are listening and wondering, how about me? Do you have a message for me? I'm still stuck in pain and I don't know if I can do 28 years. What message could you give them?
Your health is your wealth. You have to take action right now. Tomorrow is definitely too late. Seek the right person to help you through your journey. I believe in every moment we do not need to suffer in pain.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're helping people as well with your holistic programs. Thank
Yes.
you so much. Oh, Parveen, you shared with such a compassionate heart, and your story, wow, it's going to touch more lives than you know. Okay? Know that. It's just going out there. And your daughter, the two of you are this dynamic duo bringing this message into the world. I would love to listen to you some more. Your journey is definitely a strong beacon of hope and resilience. And I want to thank you. Thank you for your authenticity.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this has been another incredible conversation on the Rebirth Summit 2025, Stories of Unyielding Courage. And I'm Katherine Sason, and it's been an honor and privilege and joy to host this interview with the amazing, courageous, miraculous Parveen Smith as part of this global movement for healing and transformation. And for those of you who may be on the verge of your own rebirth, don't forget your free gift, Rebirth from Burnout. Well, stay tuned, everyone, for more interviews from courageous speakers all around the world. Until next time, this is Rebirth TV, signing off.